lose, and this time I believe they're going to lose again because they still don't have the Arcana on Wisp. So here we go, game number 3. You see those little bars at the top. It is time to play some Dota here on the Grove City side. Or not Grove City, that's actually a place close to me. It's just Groves. It's going to be Mossy playing the Sven. Got Remster playing the Silencer as a support. Kong playing the Ember Spirit. Our young boy Kong. Centaur Warrunner will be handled by Hot Salza. Io. Not the Arcana. It's going to be Waffles R Us. Here on USS Youth, it's going to be Kuriski playing the Slark. You've got Outward Devourer. It's going to be Alfredo. Bristleback in by Sportslot. You got Crystal Maiden. It's going to be number 1. And then finally, Chance playing the Dazzle here. So that's going to be it for our lineups here. I mean, Mossy's been doing pretty well on the mid lane, but last time he allowed Alfredo to get into the matchup a little bit more. We'll see if he gets the same thing as the OD. Admittedly, an easier matchup, honestly, with the OT versus Ember Spirit, but it is a different mid laner here than the last game. It's going to be Kong in the mid lane rather than Mossy, so we'll see how it works out for Alfredo here. He definitely should have a pretty good advantage against Kong, but Kong shouldn't be a sitting duck here on the mid lane. We'll see if he gets any help from the Io as well, who doesn't seem to be going into an aggressive support duo at all. There's just going to be 2 on the bottom lane for Groves. As Remster, all he wants to do is harass Sportslot a little bit here, with harassed a little bit at mid. Centaur just at level 1. He's taking a lot of harass over here in the top lane. He's got 7 tangos though, so given enough time, he's going to be regenning more than enough there. Kong. Still okay in the mid lane. He's actually leading the OD by quite a bit right now. Currently at 5 last hits, so clearly this early game for Alfredo isn't so bad. But we'll see if he can continue in this lane and maybe push Kong out a little bit more. Eventually the OD can get a little bit annoying. Yeah, you see him going there with the Astral in prison out there. Kong should have the IO stacking some camps for him here. So even if the lane doesn't go too well... Oh no, this is bad. Hot Salza, the first blood in top lane. Kuriski nearly going down after that one though. He kind of wishes that he were level 6 so he had his passive. But he does have some tangos to get him back up to full health. And he did get the first blood, so he's definitely pretty happy about that as well. Meanwhile on mid, OD gets a very clutch delivery by Cluckles the Courier. Now there's a regen rune on I. That's one of Io's favorite runes, to be quite honest. And also the Arcane Curse is pretty good against Sportslot, since he's generally going to want to try to spam the quills as much as possible. So as you get into the later game, that should definitely show its true colors there. Oh, nice. Shot goes on to Alfredo as Kong gets a little bit aggressive there. Starting to put in the arcane orbs. That is what, pure damage, so I believe it ignores the flame guard. Which when the Ember Spirit was first introduced, the flame guard was kind of like a discount radiance. Now with radiance having the extra mischance, it's not a discount radiance anymore. It's just a not as good radiance, which is still pretty good. And the main thing about it is that it's a flame shield, right? So it's going to avoid a lot of the magic damage that is coming from these guys. Shackles out onto Outworld Devourer, and Kong's not going to worry too much right now because he does have Waffles RS helping him out with the regen as the Wisp and some move speed as well. Sportslot taking a lot of harass from Remster right now. And also the Arcane Curse there as well. So Sportslot starting to have a pretty difficult time in this lane, but as was the case in game number 2, he does have the Arcane Aura from Crystal Maiden, which allows him to spam the quills a little bit more. And this is just a lineup that works pretty well for the Bristleback, because when they actually get into a pushing situation, his very spammable and low mana cost abilities make it so that he should be pretty close to full mana nearly all the time with an OD on the side, thanks to the aura that OD has as well. So he should have a lot of Warpath stacks nearly all the time while USS Youth are pushing. There's a Stormhammer into the back of Sportslot. I don't really see him going down here. Mossy would have to pursue him quite deep underneath the tower with the quill still going, so it's not really the best conditions for pushing into a Bristleback there. What are our stacks like in the jungle? Not amazing. Just one stack of the hard camp. Waffles are us trying to get a little bit of farm, but he didn't level up the spirits right. So not as much farm as he could be getting inside the jungle all on his lonesome. Very quiet game to start. We do have a first blood that came out on the Centaur, but other than that, hasn't really been too much action in this game at all. Mossy is pushing in through bottom. It's going to be an Echo Saber first for him. Sven very strong with a Wisp. The only question though is he going to be good enough with a non-Arcana Wisp? I think he might be a bit disappointed with the results here if you look too far into it. Lots of clothes being sprayed all over the place from Sportslot. That's 3 stacks up on Mossy, and Sportslot's going to chase him down. Does not have anything to slow him. Stormhammer comes out, and Sportslot is just going to have to pause there. Only at level 5, so he doesn't have a whole lot of damage with the... He doesn't have Warpath at all, so he's not going to have extra damage, and it does give him move speed as well. OD currently at the top of the last hits right now, and the top, well, not the top of the denies. Sven has more denies there, but Kong has not been having as easy of a time, and he has the Wisp here to help him out, but I don't know if the OD cares about it. Maybe he does. Kong getting low. He's gonna, oh no, oh no. Can Alfredo get killed off here? He's gonna send in the Wisp balls. Waffles R Us trying to get some more move speed. The illusion won't take him down. Waffles R Us needs one more hit, and he gets it, but Alfredo still gets the double. Chance does not get there in time for a shallow grave. But yeah, definitely not really caring about Alfredo's damage on the OD, and I believe I've seen him play OD before and do quite well on it. Sportslot getting stunned out here. Arcane Curse still going, and he's going to refresh it on himself. Yeah, that's not a good situation. I'll slow down by the tether as well. That's going to be +2 intelligence for the silencer, -2 for Bristleback, getting a little bit dumber there, but how smart do you have to be when all you have to do is bash some things in with your mace? Not very smart at all. Hand of Midas being built up for OD. I guess he doesn't really think that he's going to be pressured too much in this early game. He's going to go forward against Kong. Gets interrupted by the shackles a little bit. But again, he's forcing him away from the lane. Just trying to stake out his territory here at mid. Mossy might start to get sick of Sportslot here. There is some help in terms of supports, but it's just Waffles R Us getting Sven away. There's a big stack for him to get. 3 levels into Great Cleave. one level into the God Strength will make it very easy for him to clear out that camp and put him a lot closer to his Echo Saber. Now at the Ogre Club for that right now. OG's pushing in mid, still trying to get to his Hands of Midas. Now has enough gold for it. That will be delivered right quickly, so we can get some actual utility out of that. Sportslot trying to chase down Mossy, but Mossy's already used the War Cry to get away from there. Astro and Prison out onto the... What? Okay, so onto the Ember Spirit. The last word goes out into a creep, but Alfredo gets low enough and ends up dying anyway. Kong wants to dive this one, but his shackles have a couple more seconds to quit on before they're back up. Nice little dive there from Groves to take down the OD, which was really becoming a problem here in this match. Although the top net worth right now, that's going to be the Slark. He's working towards his Shadow Blade. Mossy getting Sportslot quite low, but not quite down. Still had the... Oh, fastest man. Oh, that... How did they not know that he was doing his Dark Pact there? You really do have to wait there. Kong taking literally no damage from Slark thanks to the Flame Shield. The Flame Shield is gone now, though. And Ember Spirit still wants to get aggressive, putting some damage on the Crystal Maiden, but his mana is low. Doesn't have a remnant to get out. His TP is now available because he has enough mana, but Bristleback going into the rest of his team in the lane. Here comes the God Strength from Mossy. Do they really want to go on the Sportslot? There's one stun. Should be two stun. Although go on to Slark instead. Triple remnant in from Kong. He's got enough mana now. Fastest man alive trying to get out. Here comes OT. He's stolen a little bit of mana, or intelligence rather. He takes out the Centaur, looking for a little bit more. There's the ultimate, dropping the hammer only onto the Wisp though. Here comes Mossy. Mossy, oh, the Bristleback is going to take out another one. Alfredo takes down two. Fastest man alive. He is going to be chasing down the Io. And, well, Remster's still getting a couple of kills. OD's going to chase him down. I don't see the Silencer getting out of this one. There's the Astro in Prison. Slark has the Dark Pact available. They'll use the charge to try to get away, but it's not going to be enough. And that ends up being a full 5-man team wipe at the top lane. USS Youth getting the fight that they want, getting OD involved as well. And what does he have on the courier that's most likely? The Power Treads. Shadow Amulet being completed for Slark. Now he managed to stay alive through that entire fight, which is excellent for him. Dazzle with 2 infused raindrops. Not sure how that works out for him. Mossy with some snot on him, being chased down by Sportslot, who's looking kind of big right now. He's got a lot of snot out there. A lot of Warpath stacks as well. One more will do it. He needs some quills to be going. Triple remnant in. He manages to kill off the Sven. There's some damage in the back. It's going to be enough, even through the passive, with the tower hitting him. Causes a big rotation from Groves, but at least they're able to get the kill. And the Bristleback does not walk away free. 1 for 1. But it keeps the Sven down a little bit more. Pretty even in terms of kills, though. In the mid lane, start getting started on that tower. I don't think that with his current state he's going to be able to take it down, but he should be safe from anyone trying to invade him. Hot Salza back over the top, desperately trying to get to a Blink Dagger. And you can see how aggressive he wants to be. Does he have a charge? He does have a charge. Ready to go onto the Slark. Okay, that's over. He tries to leap away. There's a Silencer ultimate. Nice timing this time around as they pick off the Slark after his Dark Pact was already through. That's where you want to do it. And this time Groves learn and get the right timing off on that ability. Now Groves are ready for a tier 1 push at mid. They'll use the God Strength. Mossy's just kind of using that whenever it's available. Looking for the ganks, looking for the kills. It's taking a while for him to get his Echo Saber up, but after that tower kill, he does now have enough for it. do? Centaur very nearly at his blink. They could shrine here if they want to. This does as much as he can to get the inches even lower for Mossy, who still had a little bit of juice left on the God Strength. Now has his Echo Saber. And inside the jungle, Kuriski really has to be careful. He can't be running amok like that. Vanguard completed for Bristleback. Really does need that here. Needs a little bit more survivability. Maybe he's going to be thinking about... Oh, okay. Relocate out by the Wisp. Maybe it's some kind of excellent bait here from him, but it's going to come way too late. Oh, Sen, he's not going to be able to get in range for a Stormhammer. So a quiet couple of minutes here in game number 3. There's a lot on the line here for these teams. One misstep here could end up with a team getting thrown out of the HSL. Knocked out at the mercy of their opponents, and that's not really a position that you want to be in. Midas now up for Silencer. Let's see if we can get... No, we can't. I don't actually have the hotkeys. Well, can I do a hotkey? Hotkeys. Nothing's happening right now. They're just smoked. Item stats, F5. Okay. I just have to remember to map that at some point. OG could get caught out. There's the blink. There's the stomp finally built up for Hot Salsa. And they'll silence them as well. Everything and the kitchen sink dropped for the OD at top. Mossy's going to go in solo against the tower, doing a lot of damage to it. Needs his team to react. Yeah, Alfredo's really hurting after that one. But it's alright. He'll be good as new in just a couple minutes back at the base. Bottom tower being pushed by the Dire side right now. Kong's going to go over and try to defend it a little bit, but he should be fine against this. Gets his shackles up against Bristleback. He's got a lot of snot on himself right now. He doesn't really want to play with this. Bristleback's taking a lot of damage. Triple run. Well, the Remnant's not available. He just kind of goes away. Remster, though, he's been killed off by Kuriski. Getting a kill that way. And the bottom tower is still being pushed by these two. They didn't actually back off at all, even with the Ember Spirit being a little bit aggressive towards them. So they'll pop the shrine, but USS Youth, they'll get a tier 2 tower off the map. And a little bit more map control. Over at bottom, they do get the relocate in. Bristleback in some trouble. There should be the shallow grave. They don't even need it. They don't even need it. He just TP's out. Hot Salsa won't find a stomp there either. He's just looking at his hands and being like, what happened to my life right now? Io also getting killed off at top by Kuriski. USS Youth looking really good in this one. If you look at our graphs, we've got XP about 4,000 in favor of the Dire side. Net worth is 4,000, nearly 5,000 as shown by the bar at the top. Rod of Atos being built for Outward Devour. This is going to make him extremely tanky. And also give him the root. I don't think root works against Ember Spirit. I think he can still go through that. If there was a list of abilities that you could not use to get out of root, like you could not use while rooted, and it was like all the blinks, Storm Spirit, Ball Lightning. But for some reason, Ember Spirit's Fire Remnants were not included in that list. Which it seems strange to me at the time. Like, why would you not put Ember Spirit there? His Remnant is basically something that should be interrupted, but I guess certain people thought differently, didn't care about it. Oh well. Shows why I'm not a game dev. Or at least involved in balancing things. Blink Dagger was built up before for Centaur. We saw that in the gank up against OD. And also now with an armlet. Can they catch anyone out? What's their vision like? They see The Spark at bottom. There's the blink. There's the stomp. They get the Silencer ultimate as well. The trees are broken by Kong, but Spark gets away. That sneaky bugger. He's got a Shadow Blade and he's A-okay. The detection wasn't there for Groves. Most likely it will be next time, but next time is a little bit too late for that gank. They really did drop a lot for it. They used the Silencer ultimate as well. That's really horrendous for USS Youth. Or not, sorry, strike that. It's horrendous for Groves. They use the Silencer ultimate. Basically means they can't fight for another 100 seconds. And USS Youth should take advantage of that. Ato's nearly built for OD. He's got about 600 more gold before he can get it. Smoke comes out. They are ready to go. And they have some pretty good vision here as well. They know where Groves are moving around on the map. USS Youth ready to go. Slark with a bit of a preemptive Shadow Blade. We'll see if it's going to be enough. He's chasing these guys down up to the high ground. He needs to wait for his team. He sees Waffles RS. Can he pick off this Wisp? He's going to jump for it and take him down. Dark Pact is going. Here comes OD. There's the stun out onto him. And the stomp goes on the Bristleback as well. Needed a little bit more disabled, but Kuriski isn't going to be able to leap on top of anybody. And that's going to have to be where that ends. Only the IO goes down to it. And no towers can be taken either because of the positions of the lanes. A lot of them being pushed over to the dire side. Risky possibly be looking for any kind of gank here. But they're going to be putting that signature deep USS.Y ward down. Smoke in from Groves. They're on the low ground once again. They can pop up the bounty rune. Kuriski getting alive. He's in his ultimate. Okay. They killed a Crystal Maiden. Sportslot's here. He wants to get the quills into him. I don't know if Groves are going to chase this. They really shouldn't. Kuriski up on the high ground. He's got Mossy right next to him. The stun gets thrown out onto the Bristleback as Sark gets away after the leap. OD is doing some damage. There's a hammer drop, but it's right on top of the blade mail of Kong. Luckily for the OD, he didn't die to it. But USS Youth, let's see how set up they are. Another one for Alfredo. They've taken down 3. Sven getting away within inches of his life. In any case, USS Youth coming out pretty big on that last fight. So they're going to be pushing in the tier 2 tower here. And, well, it doesn't really look like Groves are going to be defending that at all. They're just kind of letting it go. Sven wants to get up to a Blink Dagger, but no major damage or survivability items right now. Just the Echo Saber for him. So I would imagine that USS Youth can take down all of these towers. Oh, Mossy. Mossy's out a bit too far. He's going to get leapt on by the Slark. Uses a God Strength, but I don't know if that God Strength is going to last for too long at all. Tries to go onto the Bristleback. Does some alright damage, but that's damage that the Slark is going to heal off. And, oh, well, he picks off the Courier. Nice move from the Centaur. And you see Cluckles falling over there with the feathers once again. A little bit of a strange movement there from USS Youth, but they should be able to take the tier 2 tower. Oh, Slark finding Kong over at top. Blade Mail popped. Fastest man alive. Being taken a little bit there. A little bit down. But not out is worth noting. Those pistons are huge on Bristleback. Well, the last outer tower being harassed and maybe taken here by USS Youth. Blade Mail also being built up for Bristleback. So lots of Blade Mails across the board here. One in the Ember Spirit before he gets to a Veil of Discord. One on the Bristleback. At bottom, they're trying to do the relocate push. They got the Astro in prison. But yeah, they get taken through the tether on that one. OD does have his Atos. His next time up for build is going to be the Hurricane Pike. Working on finishing the Dragon Lance right now. He's really close to the item actually. But USS Youth, after taking all of those outer towers, I would imagine that the next thing for them is Roshan, where they should be able to easily push for a tier 3 tower then. A-Stream picked up for the Bristleback. Io's over to the side and gets to the relative safety of the Ember Spirit. They'll go into Roshan. Now this isn't going to get done as fast as it was in the last match, but they still do have the Dazzle for some extra armor, as well as the Solar Crest on Sportslot and some Viscous Nasal Goose. So they still want to take down Roshan, but they have to be a bit more careful about this one. Oh, Blink in for a stomp on the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden taking a lot of damage here. Shallow Grave is going to be there. And she's got the Glimmer Cape to get away as well. Here comes Groves into the Roshan. Silent Soldier is there. And Mossy will pick up the Aegis, even though the Dire pick up the Roshan. Alfredo taking a lot of damage here. This was not a good call from USS Youth. They're going to drop 3. About to be 4. Shallow Grave used by chance, but I don't see a situation if he actually gets out of here. One more hit from Mossy, and that's going to be it. 4 dead on USS Youth. And the Aegis snatched by Sven. Don't really see a whole lot of upside there for USS Youth. They're going to have to try to keep their wits about them, because this is a team that can take team fights, but that last one was not what they were looking for at all. They couldn't really make up their mind around Roshan. They needed to commit to it a little bit more. Tier 2 tower about to be taken by Groves. And the Remnant will take Mossy and Waffles RS down to take down the tier 1 tower, which they had to leave earlier. Only one more tier 2 tower remaining on the map at all now. That's the Dire tier 2 in the top lane. What are our graphs looking like? 5,000 for XP in favor of USS Youth. And net worth is now, I guess this takes a while to respond, but it's 4,000 in favor of USS Youth, but a pretty sharp decline after those few fights. Waffles now with the regen rune in the bottle. He'll be healing up alongside Hot Salsa. Well, he's still farming up a lot. His next item after building the Hurricane Pike is going to be a BKB. It's not bad against the Silencer. And I guess a couple of other heroes as well, but they allow him to not be silenced during these fights. He definitely could use. So the smoke gets used here by the Salty Sand Kings. They're drawing the lines on the map, going for the wraparound on USS Youth, but they seem to be ready for a smoke as well. Both teams kind of getting set up for it. And they're just going to pass each other in night. I don't think anybody's going to find each other. Especially the ways that they're going here. Yeah, they're just kind of going to search around. USS Youth to bottom, Groves to top. Groves could do a little bit more top, honestly. Chance picks up the bounty rune. That's right next to him. So, right now, USS Youth do have a bit of a lead. But, as was shown in the last fight, things can easily get turned around on them. So they do have to be a bit cautious and cautious, but at the same time confident about their initiations and their team fights. In the last one, they weren't really sure about what they wanted to do, but if they change that in the next fight, things should turn out quite well for them. they commit a little bit harder. They don't really find situations where their OD is getting split off too early. It was just really a mess from USS Youth in the last one. But now they're making a push towards the base. The TPs need to come back from Groves, and that's going to force USS Youth back. Here it comes, the triple Remnant. The Silencer ultimate is there. Lots of blade mails all over the place. Brispec trying to make his way out. He's going to get stomped, and there is the damage from Centaur. Mossy looking for a little bit more. His Blink Dagger is up, but the vision is not there. Using the Warcry to move around, but not going to see number 1 at all. It's going to be a 2-0 in favor of Groves, but now Waffles are as he's going to get the relocate back, and unfortunately such is the life of Wisp. Just gets killed off there after his unceremonious relocate. Somehow I was wrong about the tier 2 towers. I missed the one at bottom, so that can still be taken by the Radiant side. Counting is not my strong suit. Perhaps I should go back to high school. I hope they teach you that there. I didn't see it on the course list though, or the curriculum. Mossy looking for a little bit more. Alfredo backing away. They do have vision of these two. I don't know who they think they're fooling. Aegis gets reclaimed on Mossy. Sports Spot is here. Where the hell is Sven? He's going for Alfredo. He has the BKB. Nearly taken down number 1. Needs to find anybody to hit here. Here comes the Remnant. Kong in the middle of everything. They need to get down this OD. They're going to stun him. They should have him here. In fact, they do. Now Sportslight trying to do as much as he can on the backside, but the rest of the team, they've got to get away. The Sound Ultimate is still going on. Smart can't get out. Double kill for Mossy. And he once more, he smells the blood, and he does not smell his own BO. Sven, though, he might be a bit too aggressive. The rest of his team was not ready to fight. The Wisp went back. So Mossy, after getting a double kill, promptly dies. And indeed crashed and burned. Ramster has to get away now as well, but he just gets the Midas off and is going to have to be okay with that. 31 minutes here. We've got a very small gold lead for USS Youth after all of that. The XP is kind of small as well. So both teams, pretty good matches for each other here. As has been the case for most of this series. What kinds of items do we have here? Oh, I could just press F5, couldn't I? Technology. Should have a Crimson Guard on the Centaur soon. He's already got his pipe. Ember Spirit doesn't really have too many great items. Got the BKB on Sven. Well, he's going Orchid. That's kind of an interesting build-up. Yep, that's some good items. Spark will be getting his Basher next. Alright. Blink by Moss to go get that. Oh, he's not going to try and fight with the double damage rune. That's a bit unfortunate. Io was close as well. Mossy doesn't really feel like risking it though. He does have 3,000 health with the armlet though. That's quite a bit. Quite a bit of health for USS Youth to get through here. Of course they did do it last time, but that might have been with a little bit of help from the armlet, which Mossy's just keeping on for a while because he likes the feel. And look how quickly he gets through those creeps. Ember Spirit making sure the lanes are cleared out, but double damage and the God Strength, that's not a Sven you want to mess with, especially with an IO on the back lines. He gets the tower. He's stuck there a little bit by the Frostbite. Sportslot will step up though. Over from the side here comes Slark. Where's the vision? They don't have it. Sven goes in, but the rest of his team is getting caught on the backside. Silencer needs to get his ultimate off. There he goes, and the rest of his team is doing a lot of work. Bristleback will be cleaned up even through the Glimmer Cape, and now Slark also in some trouble. He doesn't manage to leap away. He gets stuck there. Kong looking for some more. His next set of shackles is up in right now. He gets it out onto the Crystal Maiden, and they take down 3 close to the base. No one has buyback. Sven's still going, and he goes forward once again for the OD. Remnants in. He's going to ask to imprison himself, but the Shallow Grave was already going. Alfredo needs to be killed off right now. Triple kill for Remster of all heroes. Mossy wants a little bit more. Buyback by the OG. They're going right for the Dazzle, and Mossy, nice armor toggles to get out of that spot of trouble. The rest of the team's still going for the tier 3. Still going for these racks. Wisp takes Mossy back to the base. They should be back in this one soon. Alfredo gets the root out onto Kong. It's the shackle and return onto the OD. But OD is getting a little bit of help here. There is a TP in the middle of everything. Mossy takes down Alfredo. They could get down Sports a lot as well. That would probably spell the end of this game. But they don't want to go for a bristle back just yet. Looking to go towards mid. It's going to be Boost of Travel and then Remnant back for the Ember. They're taking down all of these tier 3s. This could be the beginning of the end for USS Youth. Mossy carrying them with this very tanky Sven. Helped out even more as if he even needed it by the IO. Freezing Fill from number 1, but he's also doing it on top of a Blade Mail, which is eventually going to get him. Kong kills 2, gets the double. Kuriski trying to get out. He's got the shackles. There's a stomp. There's a double edge. Fastest man alive with the Shallow Grave on himself to try to get out, but what exactly can he do here? Eventually, Remster finds the kill. This guy is looking really smart right now. Plus 30 for intelligence, and they'll go for tier 4s. Salty Sand Kings want to try to end this game right here, right now. Hot Salsa getting low. He's going to blink away, but they take down one tier 4, looking for another. Groves might have just punched their ticket into the next round of the High School Star League playoffs. They look great in game number 1, not so great in game number 2, but they're back to that same amount of form here in game number 3, and that is what matters. Groves High School making it into the next round of the High School Star League with their victory over USS Youth. And in the end, Mossy showing what he's made of on the Sven, and Kong also showing a pretty good performance on a high damage dealing Ember Spirit. Overall, good team effort from Groves. It's going to put them over the limit on top of USS Youth. So they'll be making it into the next round to play the winner of 26-34 versus Canton. Not sure who that, or play the loser of that one rather. The winner of that one will of course move on to the upper bracket final, but that's going to be it. Groves move on. USS Youth, unfortunately, had a good run. A great best of 3 earlier against Dunlap, but that's going to be where the story ends for them. So we'll say a very fond farewell to them, and once again congratulate Groves on their victory here in game number 3 of this lower bracket matchup. So we'll see what they can do up in their next match, which should be happening in a couple weeks. But that's going to do it tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the High School Star League. I'm PythianLegume. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on that at PythianLegume. Also on twitch.tv/PythianLegume, which is my normal home. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and hope to see you again with some more High School Star League action later next month, probably. As always, cheers.